But yeah, so I guess we should just jump into it. We don't have to do a history lesson. 17 has not changed since the last time we recorded.
They're gonna keep going until they're like 60 years. We'll see.
So this is more my picks this time. Well, okay, that's not true. Technically, I picked 2, you picked 1, and then we agreed on the last one. But
yeah, I want to say that I think most of these songs that we're gonna listen to and watch is more of your era. It's because this is around the time you got into 17.
That's true. I mean, we are including literally the song that piqued my interest and the song that solidified. So, yeah, you've got a good point.
Yeah, and I think the ones before that we did in the previous episode would be kind of like going back and looking into it, being like, oh yeah, this is like how they all started, sort of thing. So this is the TJ era.
Woo! So for those who have heard my story, which if you haven't, check out the previous episode because it's quite funny. Yeah. This young lady decided that she was going to be bougie and fancy and have her bachelorette party at Disney World.
Yes.
And our last day at the park just so happened to also be the day that we got a new 17 video. But this one was actually their leader's video, which, by the way, when you're kind of anteing a group and you don't really know who anyone is, that's really confusing when you go from 13 people to 3 and you're like, wait, did 10 of them get pink slipped? What happened? But so what we're going to start with is Cheers, which really, really piqued my interest as far as 17 went. I think part of it is, one, it's a great song, but I also have such a great memory of you and the kiddo spazzing out. The rest of the bride's party looking at us like, what the hell is going on? Why is the kid banging balloons together?
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so let's get Cheers. Oh, and for those who might not know, the leaders are the leaders of the 3 units. So we have S-Coops, who is the hip-hop unit leader, as well as the overall leader. Woozy, who is the vocal team leader, and then Hoshi, who is the performance team leader. So don't expect to see the other 10 boys in this.
Nope.
There's no Dino and Joshua in this video, everybody, so we might get to see her true colors. You see her over there already getting into S-Coops.
I hate how he has fake tattoos. I hate his stupid eyebrows. I hate his stupid smirk.
This is great for me because none of my bias or bistrikers are in this video whatsoever. No.
Yeah, so TJ can just enjoy this in this true, purest form, and I'm over here like, yes, S-Coops.
At the party Johnny, at the party Johnny, at the party Johnny, hard night and no work, no more, gotta bet you. Catch now up, so the rhythm of freaky. Everybody come with me, pull me to shake it. Wait, drop down, it's a good night, only day. 808 bass sound, yeah. Rhythm and no prime groove, yeah. White spray cap, black creep, 160, BPM, shock, dodging bolt. 살이 뻥 두 양옆에는 12명, 고속도로 달려, 저 구역 가입했어. 아무도 못 따라해. 이제 우리 따라해. 모두가 우리 보고만 할 거라고 했어. 대단해. 나도 모르겠어 어디까지 올라갈지 모르다 하늘 위로 손들어. At the party Johnny, at the party Johnny, at the party Johnny.
Yes, must be expensive for it to be LV.
Can we appreciate the fact that not only was that a massive meme, but also it's literally them Hoshi making fun of S. Coops' big butt.
I know, literally. I like how this whole song though, it's just literally how, it's like start from the bottom and now we here type of feel,
Oh yeah, this kind of started, and again, correct me if I'm wrong because you've been in this longer, but this is kind of started 17's diss era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to say so because, well, I mean, most of the hip hop units own solo songs. It's mostly how, they started, from the basement. They only started with like 100 fans, 500 fans, and then suddenly they have like, like hundreds of thousands of fans. One of those
Right.
songs says that. I forgot which one it is on top of my head. But yeah, it's mostly hip hop unit is just not dissing, more like we struggled, we made our way through, haters gonna hate, that sort of thing. So it's kind of interesting to see how like now it's the leaders going, oh yeah, we struggled, we worked hard for all this food to feed these 13 mouths. We they thought we would crash and burn, but we didn't.
Did you notice the name of the record store behind them?
No, I did not. Was it Break the Records? Yeah, they did.
They really did.
They really did.
Which congratulations to you guys for winning Group of the Year at Mama.
Yeah, they did. Oh my god! And then like back to back, I think they went away with 4 or 5 awards at Mama.
Yeah.
Oh man, I cried so hard, and I cried even more when Big Bang showed up on stage.
Which, to remind everybody, it don't take much for this woman to cry.
It doesn't, but I mean, I think they just released the reaction cams for all the idols watching, different shows, or sorry, different stages. They showed the one where it had aespa, 17, and the other 2 artists in front. Whatever Hoshi and Woozy was going through when G-Dragon took off stage, Taeyang and Daesun and them together as Big Bang, whatever emotions they were going through, I was going through it, plus tears. But I openly cried. They didn't cry, but I cried.
I do like watching Hoshi and Woozy because they were having the time of their life. As my
They
friend,
definitely were.
as my friend said, it's nice to see Woozy not being a grumpy old man.
Yeah, he let it all out. He literally acted like a total fanboy. And I mean, I'm sure he looked up to Big Bang, being a composer, a producer,
Right.
because Big Bang also did their own thing as well back then. So to look up and then suddenly see your idol, right, on stage, that's amazing.
In the words of Han, ooh, celebrity.
Han, a celebrity. Yeah, we built a
Such a good
building
song.
out of we built a building out of a basement unit. Definitely describes 17 journey because they were in the basement of Pledis, and now, because of acquisitions and everything that Hype bought up Pledis. Still, the fact they moved up into the Hype building is amazing. Like they're up there now. They're so up there.
Oh, definitely. And that song is just so great. It's such a vibe. Which I want to bring up something that we said in part 1 of how multifaceted this group is, because
Mhm.
this was very much something you would expect the hip hop unit to come out with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it doesn't focus a lot on dance, it doesn't focus a lot on vocals, but only
Mhm.
S-Coops is the only member of the hip hop unit that's in the video.
Mhm.
But Hoshi and Woozy knocked it out of the park. Like, if you were someone new coming in and you only knew that there were 17 hip hop, performance, and dance, you would probably all assume all three of those men were in the hip hop unit.
Definitely. And I do like how Woozy, being part of the vocal unit, being the leader of the vocal unit, he actually sung his parts, and it flows really well for it being like a hip hop-esque song. And then, you said there was not much of a choreography, or they didn't focus on like dancing in general. They still did great. Like, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's like effortless, it's super simple. They can all dance to it. S-Coops can keep up with it.
Yeah, and this song is on my drinking playlist. It's on.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% sure that it was on our Friendiversary road trip playlist, and it was the
probably
one
was.
song that played. I think every day it started off with Cheers,
I know. Now we're like, I guess we're gonna get lit today in LA.
which is funny because we only had 2 drinks the entire time we were in California.
We really did, which is so hilarious. We were being responsible adults because we did have Kiddo with us, maybe about 80% of the time, I would say.
Yeah, we had the soju while we watched Marry My Husband, and then we brought
Mhm.
soju out with our dinner with Mary, I think.
Yeah, we brought a little bit out. Yeah, because we did the mixed drinks with that. I remember that.
That's true, yeah.
So, yeah. And also, Cheers was it's not specifically in my wedding playlist, but we did
Oh,
the
yeah.
walkout. We did the walkout, and Kiddo wanted Cheers because they wanted to like hype it up. And it's so funny too, because I obviously did not see anyone's walkout until, the videographer came back with the video. But, when they open the doors to let each party in, and then when it comes to Kiddo's time and they're playing Cheers, one of the wedding planner helpers was like, "Hey, this is the Bob." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." And then she was like, "Yeah, she's killing it out there." And I'm like, "I can't see because, I'm all the way back here."
Which was also the name of their mocktail that they made for your wedding as well.
Yeah, we did the non-alcoholic drink for, the kids there at the wedding. Yeah, we named it Cheers, and I think it was just like Martinelli's sparkling apple cider with a little bit of grenadine in it. And funny story, this bartender, like they're all working hard. We tipped them very well. They did really great. But they almost gave Kiddo the alcoholic version of Cheers, and I was like, "Why are you adding things to it?" It specifically said Martinelli's and grenadine. What else are you putting in there? But they were like, maybe they added vodka or something in it. But then they looked at Kiddo and they're like, "Are you 21?" And they're like, "No." And he was like, and he pulls it back. He was like, "I'm gonna make you a new one. I'll make you a non-alcoholic Cheers." And they're like, "I'm pretty sure my mommy says here on this recipe card here says."
Such a great time.
It was a good time. But yeah, this is the song that got TJ into it.
This is the song that got me interested. The next one is the one that got me into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah. So the next one would be Super, or if you translate from Korean, it would be Sung Woo-gong, which is this character from the Chinese novel, very old novel, Journey to the West?
Correct.
Yeah, Journey to the West. And then a lot of renditions that happen with the Sun Wukong would be, I guess the most well known would be Dragon Ball. Everyone knows that story, it's pretty much a monkey with a pole. He flies on the cloud. He flies everywhere. And what I like about this is that Lucy did so well in kind of taking that essence of the character, the characteristics of it, and bring over to 17 and saying, we feel like this guy who's like invincible, a god almost, which is really, really cool. And he did great with the backtrack of it, having that almost that old historic Chinese sound to it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
And then I know that you've mentioned, I haven't been able to hear it. Could be because I do have a hearing disability, but you have mentioned that when it shifts between the Korean and the Chinese members, that there's almost a tonal difference between the two of them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they publicized it or not. They probably did with their like behind the scenes going 17 thing of them recording it. I don't know if I didn't see it all the way. I obviously just saw a clip of it. I don't really go through their behind the scenes as much as watching their full on going 17 episodes.
Right.
But obviously there's two members that are Chinese in 17, which is June and the 8th. Whenever June or the 8th would say the soulful part, they would sing it in more of a Chinese dialect, the actual Chinese words to it. Where I think Korean would be whatever it is, because I've been saying it in Chinese. So I'm just like, because that's how I know. That's what I grew up with, learning the stories of it. So yeah, there's a little bit of tonal differences, but you also have to remember Chinese was the main language, way, centuries ago, right? And then Korean was pretty much almost a derivative of Chinese. So there was like a slight tonal change to it. But if you say it, whether in Chinese or Korean, they will still understand each other.
Yeah. And there's a lot of off-playing that the members do in this video, which we'll see like in Mingyu's part versus Joshua's part. And so on. There's actually a lot of aspects in this video that we'll probably pause and point out, but let's just go ahead and get to it. Otherwise, we'll never actually watch this video.
I know, right? We're probably just going to describe the whole music video and just never watch it. The opening scene.
And our guys, we will just go on and on and on and on.
계속 올랐지 정상까지 많은 시련은 보란 듯이 I always win 강한 마음이 중요하지 미래는 도망가지 난 내가 놓기 전까지 다름다림다 걸음을 타고 여기저기로 다름다림다 우리들의 경지를.
That's when they did that, one of the Soul's famous move, which is the cloning, where he like doubles each time. So that's one of the parts. And I also like how when they're doing their arm movements, it's almost like an ape, chimpanzee, monkey-esque type of move as well. Yeah.
That makes sense. I do like that you mentioned that, because I call it the shadow cloning technique, because I just finished watching Naruto.
Okay, yeah.
You see so many different versions of it in this video. And I guess we should go ahead and mention it now that this video has the most number of backup dancers of any K-pop video.
Yeah, which is crazy. I think they said the official number was 186, but a lot of articles have rounded up to 200, right? Because it sounds like a more even, pretty number. But I think the official one is 186.
Yeah, and I believe they were all, besides their own dancers, a lot of them were from like a dance academy, weren't they?
Yeah, they recruited from all around. They obviously have their own dance team that they hire for contract, that they travel around with for, all the concerts, music award shows, all that stuff. But they also reach out to a lot of dance academies around the area, probably all of Seoul maybe, to bring them in. And I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot of dance academies they probably have to hit up for.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's take a moment to appreciate this vein in Mingyu's arm, though. And the fact that Joshua is off the ground. I literally just noticed that Joshua is up in the air.
You're right. Wow. Is anyone's other foot, the subtitles are in the way, but like, is anyone else's foot off the ground too?
Dino is propped up a little bit, but I don't think he's off the ground.
It's probably just like mid-step. Maybe that's what it is. But I mean, their moves are so powerful and so fast, I'm sure it's just a midpoint.
Also, this also started the trend of 17 making up their own words in their songs. This part right here, Darum da Rimda, that's not an actual word.
They're making noises now.
Same thing with Kochi Pachi and God of Music. That's not an actual phrase.
I know, right? I just started making things. Even the Shin PD from the Nana tour, she was like, "What are you guys singing?" So it's from a new song. And she's like, "Those are not words."
Like this 시간과 공간이 구애받지 않는 자세 힘을 타고 쓰러져도 포기 모르고 날뛰는 중 낯이 된 것 같아서 낯이 된 것 같아서 우리는 쉬지 않아 매일 make it 끝까지 가보자 낯이 된 것 같아서 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 달리면서 I love my team, I love my crew 계속 달릴 수 있어도 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 오르면서 I love my team 그 덕분에 우린 맛이 된 것 같아서 너공 알리지 우리는 등장 중 여전히 새때는 뒷바퀴 멈추지가 않아 뒷박 중 발이 꼬여
Look at that. Crazy.
I want to take a moment to whoever their choreographer is. I don't know if it's Hoshi or if they have an actual one.
Mm-hmm.
But
That actual one.
an actual. So I noticed it originally in the Follow Again movie, and then I noticed it when we saw it live that they have completely changed this choreography here.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they do is they throw S-Coops up in the air, and then he lands. But they changed it due to his injury. And I think that's really cool because right here.
Yeah.
Because
Still works out.
a lot of companies don't do that. Because I remember years ago, I think it was Maniac, Hunjin had broken his hand or ripped a tendon in his hand or something, and he was in a cast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they had a move where he had to get down on his rear end and spin around. But they didn't change it for his injury. And so I like that whomever is in charge of the choreography at the moment that they completely changed it to where they throw a background dancer now instead of actually throwing S-Scoops so he doesn't reignite that injury.
Yeah, fun fact though, I think they still have the same choreographer teacher for years now.
Oh, really?
Don't know her full name, but they call her Lim Sam, which is like her last name, I guess, Lim, and then Sam being teacher. But she's a great choreographer. She knows how to highlight every member's like moves, teaches them well, and then on top of that, right, incorporating the dance team that they hire into it as well. I also want to mention the lyrics right there, the pulling up on my flying cloud, again, a reference to Soul Gong because he does have a flying cloud that he travels on. And it's to kind of to showcase it into their choreography as well. Kind of like obviously he's not flying, right? Like they're not going to move him flying and standing on top of them. That'd be a little crazy, but kind of close to how he would like jump on the cloud, jump off the cloud is really cool.
I need to Journey to the West is on my list at some point, but it's 10,000 pages, so I haven't started it yet.
No. Just watch Dragon Ball. It's almost the same.
I don't like Dragon Balls, though. I'm going to cut that out because I'm going to get hate for it.
Oh, no.
시간과 공간에 구애받지 않는 자세 힘을 타고 쓰러져도 포기 모르고 날뛰는 중
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, it's my favorite part too.
I also like the transition into the traditional clothes here.
Yeah, I like that as well. I also like how the 8 actually had an injury during that time too. Yeah. So for them to change the choreography to make it so cool while still showcasing him is amazing. Again, Lim Sam did so well.
real shout out to you, Lim Sum, just because you're taking your idol's injuries into consideration whenever you are doing your choreography, especially because 17 is apparently made out of bird bones and they're getting injured left, right, up, and down. So
Their doctor on call is just having a headache every day. He's drinking his night away, going, not again, not again.
that could be a whole different video, just 17 ignoring their doctor's orders.
Especially Johan.
Johan,
마치 뛴 것 같아 손 놓고 우리는 쉬지 않아 매일 끝까지 가보자 마치 뛴 것 같아 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 달리면서 I love my team, I love my crew 계속 달릴 수 있어도 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 오르면서 I love my team 그 덕분에 우리 마치 된 것 같아 서로 진실은 대로 자유롭게 거짓은 대로 달콤해 다정함은 때론 거짓말로 나쁜 것을 다 모아도
see, now you can see them
That's
all.
so cool. Oh yeah, right? That is
Because originally you were only
crazy.
seeing a couple of them here and there, but
Mhm.
and just the way that they have each of the dancers moving in that cloning technique is just, it's so cool. And it just gets more and more for the next 20 seconds.
Right, exactly.
에너지 힘모아 아주 딱 나와 에너지 한 방에 아주 발사와 지금부터 다 하늘에 요함성 발사 이 노래는 이 만화의 엔딩송이다
It's crazy to think too, because obviously we ended with Kidult on the previous episode, right?
Right.
They were still kind of small, like they didn't build muscle on them just yet, right? Now you're looking at this music video and you're like, wow, they bulked up. They've gotten
yeah.
like bigger and like in a good way, right? They've gotten bigger, they bulked up, they put some muscles. You can tell even just like by their clothes, it's a little bit like baggier and bigger
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, and especially because, members that don't, like, this is when they start showcasing Mingyu more, because this is around the time that he had that photo that broke the internet.
Yeah.
And then something that I like, and I don't know if S-Coops has something to do with this, like he did during the left and right performance. But for those who don't know, when they did, I don't remember what award show it was for, or what music show, but S-Coops had actually encouraged Wanmu to go out in a crop top because he had been working out a lot, and he goes, no, you should be proud of yourself, you should show this off. And you'll notice that in this video, the only two members that don't have sleeves are Wanmu and Mingyu.
Yeah.
But you can see it with the other members too, because this is around the time that you start getting, the Protein King, Woozy, even DK. You can see that DK has gotten a little broader in his jacket.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think even with like a little bit of the Joshua too, you can kind of see that his arms are getting a little bit thicker too at the same time. I think just across the board, they started just bulking up a little bit. Not a lot,
Right.
obviously, right? Like Mingyu did and Wanwu and S-Coops. But some of them are starting to work out.
Right. But that is such a good video. That is the song that officially got me into Carrot Land, got me to have a bias. This is where Anne had her 3-day streak of just making fun of me on Instagram.
Constantly celebrating, making fun.
But I mean, I don't think I've ever can imagine meeting someone who doesn't like that song. Unless you think it's too noisy, just watching it is so. It's a work of art, and again, going back to the historical and cultural significance that it has, and paying homage to that throughout the entire video.
Yeah, and then just have a little bit of like a historical background as well too, because if we know a little bit about history, is that everything was all derived from China first and foremost, right before they went off and formed their own countries and everything. So just to play an homage to of history in general is so cool because not many people may know about it, other than the fact that Stone Cold is from Dragon Ball, and now most
Right.
recently that game that just came out, the Black Stone Cold, is that what it is? That's called
Black King Sun Wukong, I think is what it is.
yeah, pretty much. So everyone just thinks it's Dragon Ball. No, there's actually historical significance from it as well, and I love how they just showcase that, just the characteristics of what Stone Cold is.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it means a lot more too, especially because this is, as we've said, it's not just a Korean boy group. There are 2 Chinese members in the group as well. So it's really cool to see them also incorporate their culture into the video as well.
Exactly. And I love that too. So it's not just, I'm sure the Chinese members themselves, being so far away from home, you do miss home and everything. But them too also usually being like, oh yeah, you can say in your own language if you want to. Like that might be really cool, and like a little Easter egg to it. So I do like that.
Go listen to Super. That's the end. That's the end all to end all. Treat yourself.
Yourself with some Mingyu arms.
All right, so next up is my pick. So originally what I wanted to do was Rock With You, which is really my favorite song by 17. And I wanted to do the rock version just to show, again, how they can switch genres so easily and it fits in so well. Plus there's a part where Woozy just belts out like Rentas do. But instead, I decided to go with Maestro. The reason for this is, one, as mentioned, Anne and I are both musicians. All the way from 5th grade, all the way to senior year, we were in orchestra, and there's a lot of musical references and all that in this song, but also kind of tying back to why I said, 17's diss era. This song really is kind of a middle finger to the music industry. Because
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For those who may not have been aware at the time, this is around the time that there were all the news articles coming out saying that there was no such thing as composers in K-pop. Everything was done by computers and machines and AI.
AI, yeah.
So, of course, here comes Woozy saying, excuse you? No.
Watch me work.
Exactly. And if you guys have not seen their Mama performance, I highly recommend going to see it, because the entire opening is exactly that, of how machines will never replace humans as far as composition goes.
I mean, we can dissect that Mama award show all we want, but I think just them showing this in this music video and then having the Mama Awards stage, it's like a good continuation of it. Especially how, because all the articles that came out about how there's no composers, everything's AI generated, and then Woozy clapping back on his Instagram story, saying it louder. Oh my god, yes. I love it so much.
And I think it means a lot more when you see them win at Mama, because again, you have Woozy, who's very stoic, very the grumpy old man, and then they win. I don't know if it was when they won the Dangsang or if it was when they won Song of the Year, but he let out. I think
it was the Song of the Year. It might be Song of the Year. We had to look that up.
Yeah, but he lets out such a primordial scream because you could tell it's all the frustration that he has built up in the last year, having people doubt him and literally spit in his face that nothing that he does is actually real. And I just think that, and then he cries, which is one of the greatest things, because again, stoic. He's very much like, I don't want to be here. Why'd y'all make me do this? He's the basement gremlin. But them winning, especially with Maestro being the song that kind of clapped back at the industry, meant so much to him.
Definitely. And I mean, it's not just the past year. If we want to accumulate all of 17's career journey, it's all almost 10 years of Woozy working hard and making these songs, wanting to get number one, wanting to put 17 out there. putting down anyone that says this won't work with 13 members. I mean, it did work with Super Junior, but what in this day and age would this work? So I mean, I think that scream he did, like, it's so heartbreaking, but I think it's just years of them getting all this hate and doubt and everything. And then, the AI thing, that's crazy, but that's the world we live in right now where we have, like, Chat GPT, we have robo dogs out there, we got the Cybertruck. Everyone, please, I need y'all to rally and convince my husband that we do not need a Cybertruck. One Tesla is good enough. We don't need a Cybertruck. Thank you.
Anyways, all right. So, are you ready for Maestro?
I'm ready. Haven't rewatched this in a long time, so this will be great.
So, I can't remember if in Chicago, if Woozy actually got up to the piano and played it, or if they had someone else. But I do know that at San Antonio, they actually raised the piano up onto a platform, and Woozy got on it and actually played the opening to the song.
I think he actually played for every stop, honestly. He knows how to play instruments, so yeah.
That's true. I like how easily they switch between Mingyu's vocals to S-Coop's rapping, because that's something that not a lot of groups can do. There's usually a rap section during the song,
right?
Whereas they're able just to flip back and forth. Like if you take Blackpink, for example, there was always Lisa's time and Jennie's time.
Yeah, but separately. You can tell there's like a cutoff point too.
Yeah. Whereas, again, Mingyu is a rapper as well, but to have him start the song off vocally and then switch over to S-Coops and then we switch back over to vocals seamlessly.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the same thing with her and Josh Hart. It's really cool to the fact that Woozy integrated actual musical terms into the lyrics.
Definitely kind of lean into it as well because, I mean, the name of it is Maestro. And in this sense, I think he is the maestro because he literally created this whole song.
Right. But to have words like Sonata and Alessandro, which to the everyday audience, that's not a word that you're just going to know. Like, of course, we know what they are.
Oh, yeah.
We've had to learn all these terms. But I think it's another way of him to kind of, to everybody, because they're musicians. They know these terms mean actual stuff to them.
Right, exactly.
And then to do that, you and I are very familiar with this motion.
Oh yeah.
I just love all of the references to actual musicianship and techniques and stuff. Again, not just because it's a big middle finger to everyone doubting Woozy and 17, but
Right.
also for those of us who understand, as I already said, like with the terms, these hand motions and things like that, like for those of us who were musicians, vocalists and whatnot, this is them reaching out to us being like, see, you know exactly what we're talking about. By doing this, you know that we know our stuff.
Yeah, it's not them just like flailing, their arms around or anything like that. I'm sure they all know what all these movements mean to it. It's not just it's not just like a typical random dance move or anything like that. But I also like how in that scene where Wanwu is fighting off all those robots. Again, it's kind of like saying we don't need these robots to or technology in general in the sense, right, of them making the music for them, So it's kind of knocking that down too.
I like this. Where is it? It's in this part here where he says, "Tell me what you want. Your wish is my command," because that's exactly what a maestro is. For those who don't actually know how to read music, you can have the music in front of you. And while they tell us where to put our fingers and stuff like that, they're just lines and dots. It is actually the maestro or the conductor who controls the musicians.
Yeah.
So if he decides that if they decide that they want to go faster at this point, they want to go more dramatic, it is their wish and their command that we have, as musicians, have to play out because we have to follow what they.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're the maestro or the conductor is the one that actually brings that music to life, right? To bring that feeling to it and everything. Yeah. I do like that reference to us becoming one because that's how the whole orchestra comes together as well too.
Exactly.
Once they put all the pieces together.
Different sections, little pieces. And on their own, it's just a bunch of noise. But once you have, again, the maestro, the conductor, the person in charge, string everyone together, that's where the actual music and the piece and all that.
I'll always be with you.
It was very smart that in both of the pre-choruses to use DK and Sungkwan by themselves to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mentioned it a lot in the last episode, and it's not just because I'm a DK bias now, but because I'm talking about Sungkwan too. So we see as 17 gets further in their music career that they tend to separate these two vocalists from each other.
Right.
Which I openly opposed to in the last episode because I feel like, especially like in Kidult, we need more of their strong vocals together.
Right.
But I think that it was really wise in this part to separate them and have them each be the pre-chorus right before the drop.
His arm.
I was just going to say the stylist here, kudos to you because
Get a raise.
I think that this is Mingyu's best stage outfit ever.
Yeah.
And again, part of it is a visual thing because he does have his bicep and tricep out. But I just think it works so I don't know. This is the hottest I think Mingyu's ever looked.
No, I can kind of agree with that. It must be, I don't know. It's hard to describe it too because he even had it for the Mama Awards recently too. It's that same style as well. I think most of their style is close to the Maestro scene, if I'm correct. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dino had his little fetish gear on, so I don't know. But I just like this blending of because you have the tuxedo, which is what male performers would normally wear.
Right.
Absolutely hated them. They They were hot as can be.
Yeah.
But then you have the cut off arm and then the
Mhm.
baseball cap, and it's like it's styles that shouldn't work together, but somehow fuse so well together.
I may want to throw out a theory that maybe it has to do with maybe almost like with robots, I want to say.
It's possible.
I want to bounce off this theory real quick. So obviously wearing the tuxedo, right, the suit, because you're a musician, you're in the orchestra, that sort of thing. But maybe the bare arms can also be part of like the robot, whether or not robots technically don't have clothes.
It's possible, because I'll be honest, until we sat down to watch this just now, I didn't even click with the fact that everything that's not 17 and their dancers is all AI. Like, I didn't even click on that. The dogs, the robots,
They're all
especially with
AI.
Wanwu and June fighting them, like, that's
Yeah.
literally them fighting AI.
Yeah.
Good vibe 잊지 않고 가 절대 Good life 우리는 세계로 Good vibe 잊지 않고 가 절대 Maestro의 지휘에 맞춰
I don't like this part here. Because it's them trying to recreate what they did with the 8 in Super, but I don't think it works as well. Because there's no real drop afterwards.
Yeah. Just make it getting screen time, that's all this.
This is
so much so.
I do too, and I like this whole brass string because that's what we're used to hearing as musicians. Our listeners are our listeners are going to get so sick and tired of me saying as musicians, but that's what and it's what you bring up, the staccato. That is what it makes me think of, because our orchestra director, shout out to Mr. Leverton,
Good thing my assistant.
But he, like me, he was a bassist as well, and so he used a lot of vocalization when it was staccato and all that. Instead of just being like bum ba ba, he'd be like no ba ba da da da, like what the 8 does here. This is what I was talking about. When we get Dino rapping with Escu. This video does not do justice to this dance. Like, seeing it live is way
And then the metronome in the background. Look at that.
Which was broken right at the beginning.
Yeah, now it's working. I mean, it's freaking woozy. It's woozy.
Right, and I love that is how they end the video, especially with Maestro in all caps, because for just the casual listener, it's like, oh, I don't know, let's watch the video again and find out. And it's like, no, this is literally 17 being like, who do you think really created this?
Right, exactly. Is it really AI generated, or is it just woozy and bumsu? You know, like, who knows?
Which I do like that their 17 Right Here tour, that actually it started out with clips from Maestro, and then all right, so now we're going to switch gears to something way more upbeat, way more cheerful,
more recent too. Like, this is like their latest.
Yeah, so not including the expiration date Japanese album that just came out. This is technically their most recent music video. It's way more upbeat. It's got more of a disco track to it. It's a little zestier than some of their other videos, we'll say.
Zesty.
You've all seen the memes and everything.
Oh yeah, we've seen it all.
Stuff. There's going to be a lot of pausing in this one. I'm just going to tell you that.
Oh yeah, might be a lot of screaming, squealing, reactions, all the stuff, man.
So yeah, instead of doing Love, Money, Fame, we're gonna do Eyes on You. For a multitude of reasons. Again, it's a zestier music video. Plus, I love Love, Money, Fame, but I like this song a lot more because again, we shift genres. Again, it's got more of that disco track to it, a little more EDM. And there's a lot of storylines going on in this, which you'll see as we pause through.
Too many things happening.
Eyes on you, eyes on me. 너의 손을 꼭 잡을 때. Eyes on you, eyes on me. 널 쉴 틈 없이 알고 싶어. 손잡은 한마디 우리의 대화. So sweet. 시작해. 같이 걸어볼까 under the moonlight. No matter what you do, I promise you.
Stop it, sir. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
I hate this stupid smell.
I also like the fact that I guess it's a styling choice, but Joshua actually looks a lot younger in this video than Dino does, even though he's the third oldest member.
Yeah, I mean, they did have that whole argument during the game caterers. But pause real quick. Do you see the numbers on his phone right there? The 211.
Right.
Hold on. I'm pulling up so I can confirm it. I'm pretty sure it is. So that 211 right there is actually his birthday, February 11th.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the 00 though, because he was born in 1999. So I don't know if.
But by Korean years.
By time though, because I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like 2:11 in the morning. There's technically not 99 seconds, so maybe they just put at 0. So
maybe, even though his text says "I'll see you at midnight."
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, just a little Easter egg. That is his birthday.
Interesting.
Eyes on you, eyes on me. 너의 손을 꼭 잡을 때. Eyes on you, eyes on me. 기적이 나타날 거야. Tell me more about yourself. 너의 첫 번째 상처를 내게 줘. Tell me more about yourself. 날 쉴 틈 없이 더 싶어. 내워도 아주 좋아. So sweet. 계속해. 이런 우리라도 넌 괜찮다면. No matter what you do, I promise you. Yeah. 우리도 시선의 끝마다 그때 생각나는 피어나는 불.
We get no explanation. We get no explanation for what happens here. Have you?
Yeah, like is that for the past? Is this for the future? Like
잡을 수 없어 don't matter. 서로가 서로를 꽉 채워. Dance with me like it is the last time. Who let the dogs out after bedtime? Can't stop the shindig till 100 degrees. You set me free.
This man walked up to his young, who just got broken up with 3 seconds ago, and said, "How you doing?"
Dusty.
Dino got some game or some audacity.
My God.
Is this like ageless Dino? Like, again, we get no explanation for his
Eyes on you, eyes on me. 너의 손을 꼭 잡을 때. Eyes on you, eyes on me. 기적이 나타날 거야. Tell me more about yourself. 너의 첫 번째 상처를 내게 줘.
I do like that. I think during this recording, June was definitely not a part. Like he was not where they were recording the whole music video and everything. He was probably still in China at that point. How they kind of fit him in seamlessly, where it almost seems like he's not there, but we know that he's not there.
Yeah, because I think if my theory is that this was recorded before or after Lollapalooza because of Mingyu's perm. He still has his perm in here, whereas in Maestro, he still has the straight hair.
That is very true. Yeah, so it might be. Yeah, I don't know how the timeline all went, but I mean, they definitely probably did film this after Lollapalooza because Johan did still have his blonde hair at that time.
Yeah, and I mean, 17 has been known to record missing members beforehand. Like, if you watch Nana Tour, S-Coops is not with them when they're in Italy. He actually, when they wake him up, he mentioned, I think he was playing League actually. He mentions that he had just gotten home from recording the video because in God of Music he was still technically out, and that's why you only see him in like 2 scenes, and it's because he filmed it while they were enjoying their vacation.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because then right after the Nana tour, they had to go straight over to, I believe, is it Budapest? I forgot where they filmed God of Music, but they flew straight out there right after filming the Nana tour. So
I think you're just saying that because that was DK's favorite word. And
Budapest.
Budapest.
What? Oh my god!
I'm actually looking.
Yeah,
Budapest. You're right, actually.
He was not saying Budapest for no reason. He was thinking about his work.
He was spoiling it.
He was literally spoiling it. Well, I mean, was it really a spoiler if they showed it after the fact that it was?
That's true.
Right? They didn't get fined or anything, I think.
But yeah, that's our 17 retrospective. Just kind of a little glimpse into where they started and where we've ended up. Just to really showcase how talented these 13 boys are. Hopefully bring somebody else into the Carol Ann fandom because we always need more. There's never enough of us.
Always need more. There's never enough. Never enough. But yeah, that's another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
We hope you enjoyed our 17 retrospective and listening to us just go off topic as much as we usually do.
Yeah, and be sure to like, subscribe. If you want to comment, go right ahead. What's your favorite 17 song? What is something that, musically, if you will, that you're drawn into, something that you're like, oh, wow, I can't believe they did this sound. Oh, wow, I can't believe they decided to bring back, like this retro sound, or even, just musically, what have they done that, like, surprised you in a sense?
Also, let us know if there's any other collaborations you guys think that we should look into. That could be an entire episode that we do based off of just your suggestions.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah.
And of course, keep streaming your favorite K-pop groups. Hopefully we introduce you to 1 or 2 more. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
춤출 수 있어. Mix it up right, sugar red spice, red sound like guitar.